Let's go feed the animals.
Good morning, y'all. Tracy and Jean here with Just Dig It Farms. We've got a lot to do in the garden and on the farm together today. We always feed the animals first. That's always the first thing on our to-do list. We've got a lot of new friends and a lot of new faces here on the YouTube channel. So I thought today would also be a really good day to introduce you guys to our animals. When we were at the Great Fall Garden Festival back in September, my uncle Mike and his wife Sheila came to see us there. Now Mike and I are more along the same age. He's about 4 years older than me, I think, and we grew up more as cousins. We were together all the time and we were pretty close growing up. But now I only see them maybe like at Christmas once a year. So I was really happy to see them at the event. Sheila shared some pictures and videos of their granddaughter Mora watching us on YouTube. She said she loves to watch us on YouTube. She said she can put her in her walker and turn on one of our YouTube videos and she'll just sit there and watch us. She won't move. She won't go nowhere in the walker or do anything. She'll just sit there and watch our video. She especially loves it when we show all of the animals. So I thought this morning while Jean and I feed the animals that we would do a little few special clips of all the goats and all the animals for Mora. So Mora, this is for you. I hope you enjoy seeing all the animals this morning.
Good morning, Clyde. Good morning, Clyde. Stop that. Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
Chloe's little fat self waddling in there.
What was that on Sesame Street? Oscar the garbage can or whatever? Have to spread it out because they fight.
This is Bo. Big Daddy Bo, I call him. Bo and his brother Arrow, way over there eating hay, are brothers. Bo and Arrow were our very first goats that we got. We have a sweet follower named Missy Edwards who contacted us a couple of years ago and said she had 2 blue-eyed, weathered Nigerian dwarf goats, and she would love for us to have them and for them to have a good home. They're brothers, and she wanted to keep them together. So as soon as she contacted us, we had been wanting goats. Goats was a top thing on our list for our farm. So as soon as she contacted us, Jean started building their little goat barn here in their pasture, and we made a trip to Tennessee and picked these 2 boys up in a car and brought them home. And they were our very first goats here on the farm, Bo and Arrow. Hey, Arrow. Hey, handsome boy. Arrow is just really sweet. He's laid back. He's calm. He just kind of minds his own business. He's just a sweet boy. Then we got Chloe. We went to Georgia and picked up Chloe. We didn't know this, but when we got there, we found out quickly that she was still a bottle-fed baby. Now, I'd never done that before, so I figured out real quick how to bottle feed a baby goat. So we bottle fed Chloe and raised her and added her to our herd. Then we got Annabelle and Honey here. Honey's a sweetheart too. Then we got Chester. A friend of mine called and said that they had a male goat that the mom had rejected and they needed somebody to take him and bottle feed him and raise him. So I went and picked up Chester and we bottle fed and raised him, and he is our daddy goat. Last year we bred Chester with Annabelle, Honey, and Chloe and ended up with 7 baby goats. Annabelle had 2 babies. She had a male and a female, and the female kind of got separated from her right after birth, and she ended up rejecting her. So we come out here and found her and saved her, and we began bottle feeding her and raising her. We found all of those baby goats good homes, and we actually even found the baby goat that I was bottle feeding that Annabelle rejected. We found her a good home, but when it come time for them to get her, I could not separate with her. I fell in love with her. I saved her, bottle fed her, and raised her, and I just couldn't let her go. So we ended up keeping her, and her name is Pixie. This is Pixie. Hey, girl. And she's sweet and loving and playful. She's so playful. Aren't you, Pix? Then I made a trip to my friends Jason and Lauren at Cattywampus Acres, and they had a baby boy goat that they were ready to get rid of, and I brought him home with me. And his name is Tony. This is Chester. Hey, Chester. And there's Tony. Clyde's got a new big pasture to run around in out here. He loves it. Don't you, Clyde? Don't you, buddy? You love it, don't you, bud? This is Clyde, our Great Pyrenees, and he is our guardian dog. He keeps all of the goats and everybody safe around here.
And Chester is over here in Clyde's food. Clyde gets mad. Get him, Clyde.
Sneaky Chester.
Here comes Tony. Tony says, hey, give me some dog food. Oh, boy.
Get it, Clyde. Get it. He don't play fetch very well. Do you, Clyde? You're more of a worker, aren't you, buddy? You're more of a worker. Get it. Get it. Get it. We're working on it. Get it, Clyde.
Tackle her, Clyde. Tackle her.
Get the rope, crazy. You're supposed to get the rope, not me. Look, Clyde. 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 Get it.
He said they're eating my dog food. You're not letting me get over here and defend it.
Go get your dog food, buddy. Go get your dog food. Yeah.
Clyde will take his bowl, pick it up by the handles, and pick it up and carry it way out there so they can't get to it. And then he sits right around in here and just won't let them get to his food.
Look, he tries to block me and cut me off so I won't leave.
Yeah.
So I'll stay watching. Watch him. Well. You better get your food. Clyde is a big old baby, gentle giant. He is a gentle giant. He's sweet, but he can be intimidating when something's out here that's not supposed to be. This is Champ. Champ is just a pet. He don't really do anything around here but eat and run away and be bad. Ain't that right, Champ? So that's our goats, and this is their homes. The girls live on this side, and that's their house. And the boys live on this side, and that's their house. And we're making their pastures bigger. We're in the process. We've already got the boys' side done over here. Clyde lives over here with the boys, and this whole pasture is theirs. And for the girls, this whole pasture, all along there, all the way back over there, is going to be theirs. We're working on making 4 different pasture paddocks here for our goats so that we can rotationally graze them. And we're hoping to add some more animals in with our goat herd in the future. So we're going ahead and making space and fences and shelters and accommodations for those as well. And as soon as we finish the girls' pasture, we're gonna get some more goats to add to our herd. After we feed the goats and Clyde, then we go feed the rabbits. Rabbit poop.
Good fart.
Good fertilizer.
What you want to put it on?
Put it on the blackberries. A lot of animal poop is too hot. It's too high in nitrogen to just put right directly on our plants. But the rabbit poop is not. We like to go ahead whenever we're cleaning out the rabbit cages, and we do that about every other day. We go in and clean out all the rabbit cages. We give them fresh pine shavings and hay and clean out their cages. And we like to go ahead and use that poop and compost right then, and we put it on different areas in the potager garden. This is their little, almost like a litter box full of poop and pee. We're going to add that to the garden too. This is Rosemary and Peace's house, and Jean did a little reconstruction on this. It's an Aivituvin coop, but we turned it into a movable rabbit hutch. We added a third floor and handles and wheels, and we can move this thing around in the garden and in different places. This is Rosemary. Hey, Rose.
Come here, Peace. Peace.
Here comes Peace. This is Peace.
Rosemary's about to come along and knock her in the head.
Yeah, Rosemary's aggressive.
All right. Throw you another one. Right behind you.
Hey, Rose. Rose. Rosemary. Hey, Rose.
Chip.
Oh.
Chip, come here. You'll give them one. Look, I fixed that. It don't drain. It don't lose no feed now.
They want more animal crackers.
Champ, you already had your animal crackers. You're on a diet, buddy.
He wants rabbits.
Rosie, don't you bite me. Yeah, this is what they call Timothy hay. Rabbits really need this in their diet. They can't just have grain. They got to have some roughage in their diet. So, of course, with being in the cage, they're not out and about eating roughage. This is the way to give it to them. This, we had those little water bottles, and I could not stand them things. They always would leak and drip, and you were always constantly filling them like almost every day. So these are BPA free plastic 5-gallon buckets. I think I got them at Lowe's, but anyway, I bought these little rabbit watering system. It's just a little valve that you cut a hole and then screw that in, and it's just this little tubing, but it's got this stainless steel nipple, and it's so much cleaner, and this does not freeze during the cold weather. When the rabbits come up to it, they do this right here, and it just shoots the water out into their mouth. It's so good. And you know, we can be gone for several days with this water, and they confident that they have plenty. And when we go to fill it, we just take the lid off and fill it up.
This is Cookies and Cream. Eleanor over at Head Family Farm named these 2 rabbits for us. She said this one has to be Cookies and Cream.
These are, I forgot the exact mix, but they're Rex and I think
New Zealand and California.
Yeah, and they're perfect for they're meat rabbits if you want to eat them, but we don't eat them. We just have them right now for the compost and all. They provide.
And we may sell baby rabbits.
Yeah, in the future. But he's a male, and they have this little cubby hole here. They have this big part, which is really tall. I mean, it goes all the way up, but this is their little place. If they ever get cold, they want to get in a little shelter, they can go way in here and go, hi. It's a big spot in here. Watch this. Come here. You want some more cheeseburger? What's up, Cookies?
This is Cinnamon, and for some reason, she's being skittish today.
She's in her little cubby hole. And she's got her big condo over there, and she says, I'm going to be introverted today.
She don't want to hang out with us today. And we have all different kinds of chickens here. We have...
That's Joseph. He has the coat of many colors. And he just came out of a moat. And he's going to poop for you.
And in a molt, they just lose their feathers. So they kind of look ragged for a little while. See her? She just come out of a molt. She's looking rough. This rooster is a copper Moran or Moran.
Young.
He's young. We just got him this past February from Head Family Farm. They gave us a bunch of little baby chicks, copper Morans.
And there's the matching hen there.
Easter eggers. That's a copper Moran though, I think.
That's the same as that rooster?
Yeah. They gave us some Easter eggers, some Americanas. We've got this black and white one is a Barred Rock. We've got Buff Brahmas and Buff Orpingtons and White Leghorns. I think this one was a Wyandotte. We've got all different kinds of chickens out here.
This waterer we've got is another great lifesaver because it's got a lid on it, and I think that's about 5, 10, 15, probably 20 gallons or more of water, and it lasts a long time. And with a lid on it, you don't get manure in it, you don't get debris in it, it really stays clean. And we can put apple cider vinegar in it. We can put medicines in it. It's got great water nipples all around, and it doesn't freeze in the winter. And you know, we can leave for a long time too, and they have plenty of fresh, clean water, and they love it. They just peck on those little stainless steel nipples that has a little spring on it, and it shoots out water for them. So when we got this chicken coop and we built it, I'm a big stickler with building things so that predators cannot get into it, because I had chickens when I was young as a kid, and we had predators all the time, and it's not very fun waking up and seeing some of your animals dead. So what we did is I wanted to make sure that we had a really strong fence, and then, ain't that right, champ? Yeah, buddy. So we put this and this lasted a long time. We've been here about 7 years, and this is a netting that you can get. It's not metal, it's plastic, but you can get this, and I'm sure I'll have to replace it one day, but it goes all the way up, and I've got it zip tied over this and then up there, so no hawks or anything can get in, you know, or the chickens flying out. Also, when we had baby chicks, we would let them out in the pen, and those rascals would get through these little holes. So they would be out here, and you would also have cats or possums. Possums like to lure the chicks in. Possums like to lure the chicks in, and with their little thing on their neck, and the chickens will go over to it, and then they'll bite the, reach in and grab the chicken. So I put this netting here about 1 foot, 2 foot on the chain link fence here, so that the baby chicks couldn't come out and see nothing can get in, which works great. The other thing I did was on the bottom, a lot of coyotes, bobcats, and we have them here, even wild hogs. But those predators, they will come and dig and go under. They will go under, they will dig. So what I did when I built this, I took chicken wire, metal chicken wire, and put it out about this far, about a little over 1 foot, about 12 to 14 inches out, and put it on top of the ground. And over time, it's the debris is on top of it. But if something goes to digging, it hits that metal wire and it cannot get in, because they're not smart enough to dig way out here and make a tunnel. They usually get right here and go to digging. So that's worked out tremendous. And thank God we have really not had any predators get in our pen.
So we've got a great mix of different kinds of chickens, and they all lay different colored eggs, which makes for a beautiful little Easter basket full of delicious, healthy eggs. We found pretty much the perfect balance of how many chickens we need here on the farm. We started out with a whole lot, and at one point we had so many eggs we didn't even know what to do with them. We couldn't even get rid of all of them. And we've narrowed it down to about 20 chickens, counting our 2 roosters, and that ends up being just enough eggs for our family, for my son and his wife. Whenever they come, we can send them home with eggs, for Jean's mom and dad who lives here on the farm with us. And it's plenty of eggs for all of us, and we have enough that we can sometimes share with people. No, champ. No. You're back. Tick, 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 ticks. Tick, 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 ticks.
You laying me some eggs?
We don't have many eggs this morning.
That's because they're under her.
She gets mad, but I have to do that, keep her from pecking me. You got eggs under there? There's one. Don't peck me, please don't peck me. Ah! She gets me. 2.
So another thing we did, I seen it on the internet and kind of improvised, but I got a Rubbermaid trash can, and we just pour bags of feed in here, and then went around and cut the holes toward the bottom with an elbow, PVC elbow, and the chickens can just go in and put their head in and get their food, get their own food. They just reach down in there and get it. So we got two ports around the other side too, and it works out fantastic. What are you looking at? Hey girl. See, I need to come in and lay an egg.
Our chicken coop was actually a shipping container many years ago at one of the machine companies that Pop worked at. This had big parts for bridges or something. I can't remember exactly what was shipped in this, but it was a metal shipping container. They took it and moved it to their hunting club and turned it into a bathroom. And when we moved here on the farm, we had it moved over here to the farm. We took out all of the plumbing. We actually repurposed the bathtub over here and turned it into our worm composting bin. So underneath this structure inside there is the bathtub. So we took out all of the plumbing, we repurposed the bathtub to a worm compost bin, and we turned this into our chicken coop. So that's their coop, and attached to it is their run. And this is just where they can come out and dust bathe and walk around and eat worms and bugs and all that good stuff. They love it out here. They stay out here most of the day, and then they go inside their little house through their door there at nighttime to roost or they go in there to lay eggs. Our goal is to be able to let the chickens just free range here on the farm all throughout the day. But as it is right now, we don't have the fence all the way around the garden yet. And when I let them out, they just dig up the garden and tear it all up and eat everything in it. So we can't let the chickens free range right now. But whenever we complete the fence around the potager garden, we should be able to let the chickens free range and be able to go all around the farm, all in the woods, eat all the bugs and grubs and worms and everything that they want to eat. And that just helps to make a lot healthier chickens and a lot healthier eggs for us. But right now, I think they got a pretty good home. And this is Champ. Champ has been with us since we first moved here onto the farm. We've had him for about 6 years, I think, and he was our very first animal that we got here on the farm. We got him as a puppy. He's definitely not a good farm dog. He likes to chase the chickens and run and chase the goats and run away and go to the neighbor's house. He's really not a good farm dog, but he is my garden partner and my best pal. So as of right now, that's all of the animals that we have here on the farm. The only other thing that we have is we have honeybees. So we have about 8 hives right now over on the other side of our property, and that's where we keep our honeybees. But we have plans to add many more animals to our farm in the future. Our strategy here on developing our farm, first of all, we're not going into debt building this farm. We're just building infrastructures and adding animals and adding parts of this farm as we can financially. Second, Gene works a more than full-time job, full-time position, and he's mostly just a weekend warrior here on the farm. So a lot of the building the infrastructures and everything like that is done by him, and we just have to build things and do things as time allows us to do them. And third, we realized pretty quick on in the game that if you try to do everything at once, and you've got to get chickens, and you want to get goats, and you got to get a cow, and you got to do honeybees, and you got to get rabbits, and you want to do your garden, and you want to put in an orchard, and all these different things, if you try to do all of those just all at once, you get completely overwhelmed and kind of burned out. So we decided that our strategy in building our dream of a self-sustainable farm is to just implement 1 or 2 things at a time, get those infrastructures built, get those systems established and working well. Every different animal and every different thing on the farm is a learning process. There's a lot to learn. Just like the goats, there's a lot to learn and a lot to do. You have to have really good fencing so they don't get out. You've got to build them good shelters. The feed, the hay systems, the water systems all need to be in place. You know, you got to learn how to give them their shots, give them their medications, how to trim their hooves, how to take good care of them. How you got to learn about kidding goats. You got to learn about milking goats. There's so many different things to learn about each animal. And the best strategy that we figured out is just to try to implement 1 to 2, maybe 3 things at a time here on the farm, and get those systems, get those infrastructures built, get those systems in place, and learn how to best take care of that animal or that garden or whatever it is that we're doing here on the farm. And then once we've got that down, then we'll add a new animal or a new thing to the farm. And that's kind of been the strategy that's working for us. So the first thing we did is we got honeybees, and we've learned a lot about honeybees, and we feel like we've got a pretty good system of how to take care of our honeybees and how to manage all of the things that need to be done with the honeybees. Then we got our chickens. We got their home built. These are just laying hens, not meat birds right now. So we've got our laying hens in place. And then we got our goats, and we're still working right now on mastering the goats. And our rabbits. We've got some rabbits, but we want to build better rabbit hutches and better systems for our rabbits as well. So we're still working on our goats and working on our rabbits, and as soon as we get those infrastructures completed and we get those systems in place and we feel like our knowledge on taking the best care that we can of those animals, you know, when we feel confident in all of that, then we're going to add a new animal to the farm. And what that is, I'm not sure yet. I'm hoping for a cow, but we'll see. We're not there yet. Thank y'all so much for sharing our journey with us. We appreciate each and every one of you so much, and we enjoy sharing our journey with you, and we enjoy hearing from you guys. There's many of you that comment all the time, and we just love hearing from you. It's like you're our friends and our family. Welcome to all of you who are new to our channel. Welcome to our farm, and welcome to our family. And for all of you who are always our faithful friends and followers, we love you guys. I don't really ever say this very much, but if you guys are enjoying our content, please give us a thumbs up, like our video, share it with any of your family and friends that you think might be interested in what we're talking about. And if you haven't subscribed, please go subscribe. YouTube likes it when you do all of these things, and they'll recommend our channel more, and we'll be able to put out more content and share our journey with y'all. I hope you all have a wonderful week. God bless you, and I'll see y'all in the garden next week.